other Thursday, we're taking a look at a health issue or concern affecting many people, breaking down the information for you and telling you what you need to know to keep you healthy. Dr. Kalani Brady from the John A. Burns School of Medicine joins us now with this week's topic, diabetes, obesity, and diet in children. Good morning, Dr. Brady.
Good morning.
All right, this is important because we're always, talking about the health issues when it comes to adults, but it's important to start at a young age. So when it comes to diabetes, is it a problem in children?
Absolutely. Diabetes is increased and in epidemic proportions in children and adolescents, young adults. And the reason is an increase in type 2 diabetes, largely, which is previously an adult disease, but now we find it in kids a lot. And the reason for that frequently is overweight or obesity.
And real quick, because there are two different types of diabetes, right? What are the different types?
Type 1 diabetes, formerly the majority of diabetics in children are the inability to produce insulin because the pancreas cells that produce insulin that regulate sugar have been destroyed by, say, a virus or some other cause.
Okay.
But 90% of diabetes in the United States and in Hawaii is type 2 diabetes, which is related to insulin resistance. So the body produces insulin, and in many cases more insulin than you or I might, but we don't produce enough for the body's needs. And that is associated frequently with overweight or obesity.
And how detrimental is that? How damaging could that be? What would that type of diabetes lead to?
Well, in children, as in adults, it's frequently without symptoms, but it affects the blood vessels, the heart, the kidneys, the eyes, and the nerves. And even though you don't have symptoms early on, the end organ damage to those organs can become irreversible and serious. Diabetes is a major risk factor for heart disease, and we see heart disease in diabetics sometimes in their 20s and 30s, rather than either none at all, or in their 50s or 60s.
Wow. And so, I mean, obviously, those are very big impacts and would hurt you long term. So what should you be doing now? You said, there's not really any signs. How would you know when to go and test your keiki for this?
We should, as parents, wonder if our keikis are heavy, overweight. And if they are, and especially if they're over 10, we should talk to the doctor about screening for diabetes if there is a history of diabetes in the family, or if we're worried about any symptoms related to nerves or vision or overweight. And the doctor can do simple blood tests and find out if diabetes is a problem or impaired glucose or pre-diabetes is a problem.
And if they do find that it is, what are the steps to, combat it?
There are medications that are very effective in diabetes, and underlying it is the treatment of the overweight. And how we treat overweight is a healthy diet. Lots of fruits and lots of vegetables, lots of complex carbohydrates. Now, what is that? Well, those are the browns. Brown rice, brown bread, and brown sweet potato, not white potato, but sweet potato. And sweet potato, although it's called sweet, is actually much healthier for us than white potato.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you'd want to avoid the sweet potatoes, though?
No.
Okay, those are the ones that you can
Everything
go for.
brown.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so the white ones are the bad ones. It's always all the good stuff that you name that.
But sweet potatoes can be made to taste really wonderful. And of course, poi is one of the healthiest foods on earth. The problem with poi and taro is that it's very expensive.
Right.
But sweet potatoes are cheap.
Okay. Oh, then perfect. You're also helping out your wallet, too. All right, so then would the preventing of diabetes be similar then, to keep on a strict diet?
Yes,
okay.
And don't look at it as a strict diet so much as a change in what we eat. And it's good for the whole family. It's good for me, and it's good for you as well as the keiki.
Right, just having a healthy lifestyle in general, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks so much, Dr. Brady, for joining us and breaking down this topic. Because again, when you think of diabetes, you always think adults. You don't really think about our keiki, but it's important for them to start good habits at a young age as well.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Dr. Brady. We'll see you next week.
Next week for questions.
Okay, perfect.